What's up guys, just Messi here, welcome to a brand new video. Welcome to your daily dose of transfer gossip. Today is the start of a brand new week. It is Monday the 4th of July. And there have been a lot of confirmed deals today compared to yesterday guys. So before you get any further, as always, if you can smash 1,500 likes, that'd be absolutely awesome. If you're to my channel, click that subscribe button for daily FIFA content. And in the comments below, let me know your thoughts on today's rumours and rumours I should do in the next episode. And if you missed yesterday's video, that'll be down below in that description box guys. Remember 8 10 is transfers, 9 to 10 PM or just after football is the second video of the day. And there will be one to keep an eye out for tonight guys. So let's start things off then with the confirmed deals. And first up we've got Mikel Arteta going to Manchester City, but not as a player. Obviously he retired at the end of last season, but actually as part of Pep Guardiola's coaching staff. It's a very good opportunity for him coming straight out of retirement to go into a coaching role, especially under a manager like Pep Guardiola. And yesterday in particular was Pep Guardiola's first day in charge of Manchester City after having all the photo shoots and all the interviews and stuff like that. Then we got to the second player, that's going to be Mark Beavers. I did forget to mention about Mikel Arteta that he did put out like a quite long letter like saying thank you to Arsenal, Everton, Rangers, etc., who he's played for throughout his career. It's quite a nice message he put out. Then we go back on to Mark Beavers, who has joined Bolton from Millwall on a free transfer. Tim Howard has officially joined Colorado Rapids from Everton on a free transfer. This was decided about 2 or 3 months ago, probably actually back in January, but it's all gone through now, and he will now be an MLS player, I think, is on the active roster from now. Then we got Gregory van der Ville going to Fenerbahce. He's joined the Turkish club on a free transfer after his contract at Paris Saint-Germain did run out just a couple of days ago now, and it looks like Myaskel could technically be following him to Fenerbahce in the next couple of days. Then we got on to Arturo Ionta today. I can't say that name properly, but he has joined Cagliari, and then now I think they've been promoted back to the Serie A. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they did get promoted. So this guy has joined from Hellas Verona for £4.5 million. They also started another guy called Payet, I think his name is, for an undisclosed fee. And now we go on to Glenn Murray, who did feature in yesterday's potential part, and now has been confirmed as a loan deal for the whole season from Bournemouth to go to Brighton, return to Brighton for a second time, I do believe. Then we got on to Jonas Meffert, this time going to SC Freiburg from Bayer Leverkusen for £900,000. Russian club Rubin Kazan have signed a Peruvian centre-back called Carlos Zambrano from the club is going to be Frankfurt for £2.25 million. Then we go on to Robert Liepert this time. Liepert, again, apologies about the pronunciations. He has joined Ingolstadt from Schalke for £1.13 million. A player that I really like on FIFA Ultimate Team this year is going to be João Pedro, who plays for Cagliari currently. And this guy's got a high link to Farias, who's a fantastic team this season cup, but he has signed a new contract now until 2020, which is obviously a 4-year deal. Then we go on to Pascal Gross this time, a German centre midfielder for Ingolstadt, signing a new deal until 2019. I think he got a TOTS card last season actually on FIFA 15 as a silver. Then we go on to Francesco Bali today, signing a new contract at Inter Milan, but he has been loaned out twice this season, so I'm assuming he'll be loaned out yet again. But that deal is until 2019, so it could be them trying to get money out of him. We'll have to wait and see. Then we go on to a player that's not on FIFA Ultimate Team. It's quite a strange one for Arsenal. So the player in particular is going to be Takuma Asano, who's a Japanese attacker. I think he's a striker in particular. He's joined though from Sanfrecce, I think it's called Hiroshima, for an undisclosed fee. So this guy, I have no idea what he's like in real life. Obviously not on FIFA Ultimate Team, but he will be quite a strange one to see, or quite an interesting one to see on FIFA 17. I think he's like 21 years old, and one thing about this transfer, it could well be that he has a lot of talent. I'm not sure, again, I've never actually seen him, but it could also be to try and grow Arsenal's brand in Japan, because a lot of Japanese players and fans may be very much interested to see how he does abroad. And if he does turn out to be a very good player, that'd be absolutely sick for FIFA Ultimate Team. Then we go on to Mendy this time, going to Leicester City from OGC Nice for £11.63 million. And in fact, this guy was actually their first target last season before N'Golo Kante. Now obviously right now we're not sure whether N'Golo Kante is going to stay at Leicester City, but if he does, he could have a new CDM partner for next season. Then we go on to Thomas Meunier this time, we're going to Paris Saint-Germain from Club Brugge. So this is a second signing after Ben Arfa this summer transfer window. So he's joined for £5.25 million. It does say undisclosed fee, but apparently that's around what it is on a 4-year contract. He was a starting right back for Belgium at Euro 2016. Then we've gone to the second player of yesterday. So the third signing this summer transfer window is going to be KRYCHOWIAK from Sevilla. Again, it says undisclosed, but apparently it's in the region of around £25.2 million. It's a contract until 2021, so obviously a 5-year deal. And that one is absolutely huge for them. And there are currently rumours saying that Matuidi does want to move to the Barclays Premier League. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. They have got a CDM to technically cover him, although they're completely different types of players. Then finally today, we got Michy Batshuayi being confirmed as a Chelsea player. He passed his medical the other day and was officially announced yesterday. So it was a £33 million deal apparently on a 5-year basis. And he actually done quite a cool tweet I'll put on your screen where he related to FIFA. Someone asked him how to pronounce his name and he actually replied with this. And I thought that was quite cool. And now we go on to Lionel Messi, the current Ballon d'Or holder. So as of right now, he was technically retired as an international footballer for Argentina. He announced that himself after the Copa America final. But apparently now, according to multiple sources, and in particular La Nación, they're saying that Messi will take a break from international football and will miss the qualifying games in September, but then he will be back. It says that there is no goodbye to Argentina, it's just a pause. If they do qualify for the World Cup, Captain Messi will 100% be playing for them. So it does look like it was a heat at the moment saying, and that may be the case for likes of Mascherano, Aguero and stuff. We'll have to wait and see on that front. And now we go on to USA international and USA fullback DeAndre Yedlin currently of Tottenham. He was out on loan last season to Sunderland, but apparently Spurs now want £5 million for him, and Sunderland, they can't afford that. Well, they can easily afford £5 million, but I think they're saying that Sunderland do feel there's much better quality for around that fee available. And now, according to Sunday People, West Ham have lead the race to sign Crystal Palace forward Yannick Bolasie after a number of Premier League clubs have made inquiries about the DR Congo international status. So right now, I mean, Bolasie is a fantastic player. He's a very obviously a flair player, and I think he could technically get quite a big move this summer. And for West Ham fans, there is something regarding Dimitri Payet throughout this episode that I'll get to in a moment. So Dimitri Payet, his future, I mean, it looks like he could say there's something that's changed over the last 24 hours or so. Then we go on to Wojciech Szczesny today. Apparently, he wants to stay at Roma, and Roma now have changed their mind and they want to keep him. So Szczesny's agent will meet with representatives from Roma on Monday to outline the goalkeeper's position at the club. And just a couple of weeks ago, it did look like Szczesny would go back to Arsenal as Roma had no interest, but apparently that's all now changed. Then we go on to Christian Benteke. Like I mentioned with Bolasie, apparently now Palace have upped their offer to the £30 million that Liverpool want. So after a horrible season for us, and the guy has still got a lot of talent, don't get me wrong, he will probably thrive, like I said yesterday, at Crystal Palace, but he's not our type of striker, and to lose only £2.5 million on a signing like that, that's not too bad. And it would be a huge signing for Crystal Palace, because if they go into next season like the very first game with Bolasie, Benteke and Andros Townsend, that is quite a deadly front three in terms of crossing the ball in and getting the big man on the end of it. And that is the style of play that Benteke suits down to an absolute T, which obviously we cannot offer him. Then we go on to Hirving Lozano today, the Mexican youngster linked to Manchester United yet again. So today, according to ESPN, Manchester United are in talks to sign 20-year-old Mexican international Hirving Lozano, along with his teammates. These two, it's going to be Eric Gutierrez and also Rodolfo Pizarro. But back onto Lozano as the main man. So Pachuca, their current vice president, has said that United are in talks with all three. United have been monitoring the progress of Lozano, who made 4 appearances for Mexico at the Copa America. So Pachuca vice president told ESPN already there are negotiations with the team, which is obviously United. There is still nothing closed though, so nothing has been agreed yet, but it looks like these three could potentially be on their way to Manchester United. Then we go on to Hal Robson-Kanu. So yesterday I mentioned there was 4 unnamed Premier League clubs that had contacted the man after his goal against Belgium. Apparently 2 of them are Leicester City and Swansea City. So Sky Sports are saying that Leicester City do want him, and yesterday I got it wrong a little bit. I said Reading released him, but technically he let his contract run out, and that's how it went down. So Reading, they didn't get rid of him on purpose. They obviously didn't decide to sign a new contract. And also, like I said, Swansea City are there according to the Sunday Express. And if he scores for Wales against Portugal in the semi-finals of Euro 2016, he may get a few more calls over the next couple of weeks, guys. So now we move on to Djibril Sidibe today, linked to Southampton. Newly appointed Southampton manager Claude Puel is plotting a £12.5 million move for Lille defender Sidibe, according to the Daily Mirror. Claude Puel wants to make the versatile 23-year-old his first signing after replacing Royal Koeman at St Mary's. The Saints do face competition though from Monaco and also Paris Saint-Germain for the signature of Sidibe, and this guy can play left back or right back. And this report is saying that he could replace Cedric Soares, who is currently the right back, the Portuguese international, who's reportedly wanted by Barcelona. And obviously they need a right back after getting rid of Dani Alves. Then we go on to Juan Mata today, linked to Everton. So the Telegraph yesterday said that Premier League side Everton have registered their interest in signing Juan Mata for £20 million. The Spaniard is set to leave Old Trafford due to being told that he's not part of Jose Mourinho's plans, again, like he was at Chelsea. And InfoSport reporting the same thing by saying €25 million, which again works out around £20 million, and he's now surpassed the requirements at Old Trafford. It is very sad to see that, because this guy's a very good player and I really like him. Seems like an absolute genuine person as well. So apparently Zlatan will take his number of number 8 at United if he does leave to go to Everton. And I'm pretty sure Ibra was announced without a squad number at all, and that could be why then. So now we go on to Peter Zielinski, a player featured in most episodes really, but now apparently could be going to Napoli and not Liverpool. So according to Football Italia, Zielinski could be on his way to Napoli after they agreed to increase his wages. So Udinese were very irritated that Klopp had gone directly to Zielinski for talks rather than going to the club. And now it reads that Zielinski has accepted the increased wage proposal from Napoli. So Napoli have had a bid accepted by Udinese, which is around £11 million, I think it was. Liverpool bid the exact same amount as rejected because they want £15 million from them. So we'll have to wait and see, but I think he now could be on his way to Napoli. So apparently the deal is €12 million plus the Colombian fullback Camilo Zuniga, who will then go out on loan to Watford, because again, Watford are owned by the same owners as Udinese. And that'd be a very good cheap option as a fullback for FIFA 17. Then we go on to Ragnar Sigurdsson today, linked to a Premier League move again. The Icelandic defender is hoping his Euro 2016 heroics will earn him a move to the Barclays Premier League, according to Daily Mirror. Apparently he's a lifelong Liverpool fan, and that would be his dream, while Tottenham and Leicester are reported to have been watching him. And fair play to Iceland, their dream did end yesterday after a massive defeat to France, but they can hold their heads high. Every single one of them players put in a massive shift and will return to Iceland as absolute heroes. And the fans are absolutely brilliant as well. Now we're going to Dutch striker Vincent Janssen, today linked to Paris Saint-Germain. So to keep us in, the AZ Alkmaar striker has turned down the chance to join Paris Saint-Germain despite a fee being agreed between the two clubs. The Dutch international has his head set on the move to Tottenham, and obviously Tottenham did have a bid rejected, I think, the other day of around £13 million. Apparently AZ Alkmaar do want 16. And Spurs yesterday were linked to Icardi of Inter Milan. Now we go to Hugo Lloris, a Spurs player linked to Real Madrid. So according to the Daily Mirror, Real Madrid have turned their attentions to Tottenham goalkeeper Hugo Lloris and are preparing a bid worth up to £35 million. So they've given up completely now on signing David De Gea, at least for this summer. That's literally all the article says right now. I won't look too far into it. Then we go on to Nani today. Apparently he's very close to joining either Everton or Valencia. I think Valencia were the front runners, but apparently Stoke have now upped the bid and they really want him. So according to Sunday Mirror, Stoke boss Mark Hughes has launched a last-ditch bid to hijack £97 million move to Valencia. The former United winger has burst back on the scene after a very good season with Fenerbahce in Turkey, and also a decent Euro 2016 so far with Portugal. Hughes had been targeting Nathan Redmond before his move to Southampton, and he sees Nani as the perfect replacement. He also still has very high hopes they will land Cedro Berahino from West Brom this time around. Then we got on to Ahmed Musa today, linked to Leicester City. He was linked back in January, in fact. And according to his manager at CSKA Moscow, Leonid Slutsky, who I think is a Russian national team manager as well, or was, he will be moving to the Barclays Premier League this week. The attacker was a target for Leicester City back in January, and they're thought to be in pole position to sign him this summer. So then Slutsky said to Russian media, he will be leaving on Tuesday, and if you look at the way things are done over there, you'll see as a player just made for the English football. And at CSKA Moscow, scored 53 goals in 161 games. Then we go on to Jose Maria Jimenez today, linked to Real Madrid. Real Madrid officials are said to be the agent of Atletico Madrid centre-back Jose Maria Jimenez as they consider the option of recruiting a new centre-back this summer, reports AS. Madrid are weighing up bringing in a new defender in case Rafa Varane or Nacho decide to accept one of the offers they've received. The former wanted by Manchester United and also Bayern Munich, and the latter interested in Roma. So this one could, it's very controversial going from Atletico Madrid to Real Madrid. I don't think it will happen. But now we're going to a player potentially leaving Real Madrid. That is going to be Toni Kroos, the German international. So apparently Pep Guardiola is hoping to sign the Real Madrid playmaker, according to ESPN. It is thought that Manchester City will offer Real Madrid around €75 million for the German international midfielder. And Pep is very keen to coach a 26-year-old yet again for a second time after managing him at Bayern Munich. And something Pep Guardiola said yesterday, in fact, a Manchester City fan shouted at the crowd saying, "Will you sign Messi?" And he replied by saying, "What I've said before, he's not a bad player, this guy, and I'm sorry, Messi has to stay in Barcelona for the rest of his career." So Messi to Man City, that is not going to happen. And finally we got to Dimitri Payet today, linked to Barcelona and Real Madrid. So West Ham chief David Gold has admitted that Dimitri Payet could leave the club if Barca or Real Madrid come in after an interview recently with the media. But obviously Dimitri Payet starred last season for West Ham, and he's starring even more so Euro 2016 so far with his country. David Gold has said it'd be very hard to stop him going to the likes of Barcelona or Real Madrid, and does still insist though there's been no approaches made as of yet. So personally I do see a club like Real Madrid or Barcelona coming in for him, but we will have to wait and see, guys. So there is all the confirmed stuff and the potential deals. So as always, guys, if you can smash 1,500 likes, that'd be absolutely awesome. If you'd my channel, click that subscribe button for daily FIFA content. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts on today's rumours I shoot in the next episode. Remember, if you missed yesterday's video, that'll be down below in the description box, guys. 8 AM transfers, 9 to 10 PM or just after football is the second video of the day. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.